Must you do that?
What's it?
It's a Sarapadula ixne garula duo departum. And why don't you go home?
Me?
It is efficient, essential, and broken, but definitely not neat. Now, will you kindly go home?
What's it do?
Nothing at the moment, which is precisely the problem.
What's it do when it's fixed?
It whistles Dixie. Now, why don't you run along and play with your little friends, huh?
What friends?
Figures. There. That ought to do it. Maybe you can find some nice little old lady who needs to be helped across the street, huh?
That's for Boy Scouts. What are you gonna do in there?
Obviously, nothing.
How come you don't have a job? My mom said guys that don't have jobs are bums.
Your mother is a charming woman. Now, why don't you run along and give her the pleasure of your company?
You could replace automation.
Tim, the situation is becoming untenable.
Oh, come on. Now, he's just a child with normal curiosities. Well, you know how kids are.
I do not know how kids are. Where I come from, we're born with our faculties fully developed.
Well, he'll stop hanging around. He'll lose interest, and,
And while he's losing interest, I'm losing time. I haven't been able to get near the garage for almost a week now. Every time I make a move, there's horrible Horace. What am I going to do about that child?
You sound terribly concerned about the whole thing. You don't think he suspects anything, do you?
I wouldn't know.
Well, you can read his mind, can't you?
It isn't easy to read the mind of a 10-year-old. Some of your most distinguished child psychologists admit that it's almost impossible to grasp the mental processes of a 10-year-old boy.
Well, his mind is sending, isn't it?
Oh, it's sending all right. Horace is sending and I'm receiving, and who can decipher it?
Decipher what?
I intercept a steady stream of gibberish, which consists primarily of neat, neato, gonna bust that fatso one, and how about that Sandy Koufax? That's delivered rather admiringly. Makes sense to you?
Sure.
Then you've missed your vocation. I suggest that you give up reporting and devote your entire time to...
What's the matter? Something wrong, Uncle Martin?
It's coming.
What's coming?
I could say the millennium, but it would be a big fat lie. It's horrible Horace. He's on his way over here right this minute. I can't face it. I simply can't face it. You'll have to cope with him. I'm going to disappear.
You're still here.
Of course I'm still here. I'm just invisible.
No, you're not.
Don't be ridiculous. Relax, raise antenna, concentrate, all gone. You mean I'm not all gone?
Well, your antennas are up, but you're still visible.
Well, maybe I didn't relax enough. I'll try again. Relax. Raise antenna.
You can't.
I can't what?
Raise your antennas. They're already up.
Already up. Already up. They're stuck.
You're kidding.
I'm not kidding. My antennae are stuck.
Do you mean you can't disappear?
That's exactly what I mean. Do you realize that if horrible Horace sees me in this condition, the jig is up? That kid has a very large mouth. I can't make myself smaller. I can't get under the couch. I'll bend my antenna. I've not been so humiliated my whole life, and I'm 451 years old.
What are you doing?
You'll see. Put it on, fast.
But...
Don't argue. With my antenna, I stand out like a sore thumb. But if we both have antenna...
I don't get it.
If you wanted to hide a tree, where would you hide it?
In the forest?
Roger. 0 hour. I don't believe I heard you knock.
Neat. Neat-o. I'm gonna get some and play Martian, too.
Uncle Martin, your mouth is open.
I know. I opened it.
Did you hear what that little boy said? He's going to run right out and make some antennas.
It's a revolting idea, but I doubt that it will come to anything. His mother's hardly likely to permit him to use their television antenna.
I suppose you're right.
And would you mind taking off those silly things? If there's anything I hate, it's a cheap copy.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, at least that worked. Well, now do you think you can get your antenna down?
I don't know. I've never faced this problem before.
Suppose they stay stuck like that forever.
Bite your tongue.
Oh, Uncle Martin, look, we're not even sure the steam will turn the trick.
Doesn't do much for lobsters either.
More.
Uncle Martin, you're getting redder.
Just turn. Turn.
103, 104, 105, 106, 107.
Anything? If anyone had told me 100 years ago that this was going to happen to me. I may have to spend the next 250 years in this condition.
Don't worry, Uncle Martin. I'll take care of you somehow.
Thank you, Tim. I'm very touched. However, you'll have to will me to your son, your grandson, your great-grandson, and your great-great-grandson, and...
Oh, yeah. I never thought of that.
handed down from one generation to another like an old highboy or a cane-back rocking chair, an antique.
Oh, don't say that, Uncle Martin. There's got to be an answer. I know there is.
Yeah.
Antenna.
Antenna? Let me see. No antenna. How about a nice pogo stick? Hippity hop, hippity hop, hippity hop, hippity. No. Pinball game. Shoot it, tilts, and the lights go on, and a big siren goes off. Well, I'm sorry I don't have a toy antenna, boys. Where'd you see them?
Tim O'Hara and his Uncle Martin.
Well, why don't you ask them where they got them?
They didn't get them. They made them.
Made them?
Out of TV antenna.
Wow. And all the kids want them? Made them, huh? Tell you what, boys. I'll look into it. You come back in a couple of days, and we will see what we will see. All right? Milton Surplus? Now, Barnaby here. Listen, Milton, have you still got that shipment of TV antennas you got stuck with? Right. What about those metal sleeve bands? Right. Hey, we're in business. Yeah, how's this for a slogan? Be a Martian. Right?
What are you doing?
Chilling myself.
Why?
Because I think I'm a dry martini. Sorry, Tim. I thought I would try reducing the body temperature. It's an act of desperation.
I don't want to upset you any more than you are.
Nothing could make the situation any worse than it is.
Well, you haven't been out of the house for a few days.
Well, I hardly think it would be politic to exhibit myself in this condition.
Yeah. Uncle Martin, half the kids in town are now wearing antenna.
They're what?
Wearing antenna. You know.
Revolt.
Revolting?
How would you like to have some physical characteristic of yours imitated and ridiculed
Yeah, I guess that is pretty revolting.
and humiliating and demeaning? Is there something else?
Yes.
Well, out with it. Out with it. I can't read minds, you know. Not anymore.
I got a call at the office today. That's it.
That's what?
The call. You see, I told them to call me here at home tonight.
Well, answer it.
It's for you.
Everyone can read minds but me. Hello? This is Martin O'Hara. Yeah? You what? Oh. That was Minute Magazine. They want to do a story on me with pictures. It seems that I'm the inventor of a fad that's sweeping the nation. It's bigger than the hula hoop.
Who asked for your opinion?
It's not working.
Obviously. What are we going to do about Minute Magazine? You know, we can't go on stalling them indefinitely. They'll become suspicious.
Well, I don't see why they should become suspicious.
There are times when I find you remarkably naive. In your society, if a man invents or produces something, what's the first thing that he does?
Advertises, I guess.
Right. And if the opportunity presents itself to get a lot of free publicity and the man doesn't take it, what does that make him?
A nut?
Well, I wouldn't put it quite that way, but that's the idea. Now, if I permit the magazine to do a spread on me, I'll get a lot of publicity I don't want. If I don't permit them, they will become intrigued.
And then you'll just get a lot of publicity anyway.
I beg your pardon, it's the peanuts now.
Something wrong?
Unc!
Come on. Let's go down the wrong way.
You're... Look.
Down!
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 Yeah, way down!
Upon the Swanee
River, far away.
How did it happen?
You mean you don't know?
Well, it chagrins me to admit it, but no, I don't know.
What happens when my radio goes on the blink?
You mean when it stops playing?
Yeah, that's right. What do I do?
You kick it. You kick it a sudden jolt.
A sudden jolt, just like that hiccup you had down there. And then what happens finally?
It makes the connection, and it works. It works! It works!
For me?
You deserve it. I'm famished. I haven't felt this hungry in days.
Well, come on, we'll go out and have a steak.
With onion rings.
With everything, we'll celebrate.
We'll celebrate.
Yes.
Mr. O'Hara?
Yes.
I'm Barnaby. This is my attorney, Mr. Smite.
Well, how do you do?
How do you do?
Can we come in?
Yes, please do. Sit down, please.
Oh, thank you.
I'd like you to meet my Uncle Martin.
This is just the man we want to see.
Why?
Let me handle it. Mr. O'Hara, we understand that you are the inventor of the new game, Be a Martian.
Oh, well,
It was nothing.
Some nothing. Why, ever since Horace came in and asked for an antenna. You do know Horace, don't you? He certainly knows you.
oh, I know him well. He's a living doll.
Yes, of course. Well, at any rate, Mr. Barnaby has a proposition for you.
What kind of a proposition?
A very lucrative one, I might say. Mr. Barnaby is manufacturing the item.
That's before I knew I had the right to...
Until I informed him he'd better clear it with you. You see, Mr. Barnaby wishes to triple or even quadruple his output.
It's like a mission. In the next 6 months, there won't be a kid from the rock-bound coast of Maine to the sunny shores of California that won't be wearing an antenna. It'll be as big as...
Don't say it.
No, my uncle isn't interested, Mr. Barnaby.
Well, then he should have no objections in turning over his rights to us. For an equitable settlement, of course.
Tell him about the patent.
Yes. Well, now then, in order to protect his investment, Mr. Barnaby wishes to patent the item. Naturally, you'll be given credit as the inventor, of course. Was there anything wrong, Mr. O'Hara?
No. Why don't you just, you leave the papers here and we'll have my attorney check them.
Well, fine.
Yeah, but don't wait too long. We don't want anybody else to beat us to the punch.
Good night.
Good night. Can I ask you something?
Sure.
Why do you keep a goat in your apartment?
Any ideas?
But we just gotta stop Barnaby from patenting that thing. Because if he does, there'll be a record of the patent office in Washington. And then the tax people are gonna come down here and wanna check our books. And then your presence will be officially established. Then they'll discover that you don't have a birth certificate. You don't have a Social Security number. You don't even have a driver's license.
And if they take my fingerprints, they'll discover I don't have those either.
Yeah. Where are you going?
No place.
What are you doing?
I always think better lying down.
Hi, Martin. What are you doing?
Sit down.
Okay. What are you doing?
Solving our problem.
You mean it?
Of course I mean it. Wishful thinking, double talk, and childish boasting are strictly Earth characteristics. We are going to discuss human nature.
Well, you know, Uncle Martin, I really enjoy our philosophical discussions, but right now, don't you think you ought to tell me exactly how you solved our problem?
I'll simplify it and illustrate how I have solved our problem.
Good, because I don't think we can stall Barnaby much longer about the patent.
We won't have to. I begin. We will begin by considering human nature,
But,
with the emphasis on human.
okay.
Well, let me put it this way. What do you know about fads?
Fads?
Fads.
Yeah, well, I know they sweep the country.
And how is a fad terminated? Ended.
I don't know.
Well, I do.
You do?
Yes, I do. I most certainly do. Oh, I can remember the Big Apple and college boys wearing raccoon coats and swallowing goldfish. But to get to the case in point, the only way to end a fad is to replace it with another. Well,
Oh, I'm following you. But I'm not getting any place.
I'll elaborate. What if suddenly there wasn't a solitary child interested in playing Martian anymore?
Well, all the kids would take their antenna and throw them in the toy box.
And forget about them.
Right.
And Barnaby would have no market for his antenna and subsequently no reason to manufacture them. And ipso facto, no reason to patent the device. Minute Magazine would not be interested.
Uncle Martin, you're a genius.
Even on Mars, I'm rather highly thought of.
What's the plan?
I am going to initiate a new fad. It works on the drawing board, and there's no reason why it shouldn't work in practical application. It's inexpensive, it's easy to make, and it's unpatentable. And if I know human nature, and I do, in 24 hours, antenna will be a glut on the market. Now, I will need the following supplies.
What's it?
You'll see.
Kid stuff.
I don't recall inviting you to be an observer. Clothespin, please. All right. Rubber band. Now, for the moment of truth. Tighter, tighter, tighter.
What for?
Tight, but not too tight. The principle, the same as that applied to a model airplane.
What's it do?
It's called a nosemobile, and anyone can make one. All right, now, open your mouth. All right, take off. The planet Earth is divided into two parts. One adult, one child. And to understand the workings of a child's mind, you don't have to be a Martian. But it helps.